Welcome to the Omziel Healing Sanctuary. We're here giving you bite-sized information for you to take in your daily life. I'm here, as always, with a great friend and an interesting thing that's happening here in Newark. And I'll just allow him to introduce himself and to say a little bit about what is it that he does.
Hello, my name is Kevin Porter, and this is Rabbit Hole Farm, Newark. And we are located in the South Ward of Newark, and probably the most challenging ward in Newark. They have lots of situations, lots of challenges in this area. I've been here most of my life. Actually, I grew up in a house right across the street. And in 2013, me and my wife were invited to a movie screening of a movie that was created by a local, I don't know if a Newark native, but New Jersey native, called Soul Food Junkie. And in that movie, they talked about food and the impact food has on your health and your life in general, well-being, quality of life, you know. So after that screening, the Greater Newark Conservancy said that they have a Adopt-A-Lot program in Newark where you could purchase a lot for $1 a year. And I says, wow, me and my wife are vegetarians, and we says, if we can grow our own food, we would save a lot of money, you know. And plus it wound up to be more than saving money, you know. And that was probably the biggest surprise out of this whole thing. We started this farm 2013 in April, and with the hopes of it being a community farm where our neighbors, our immediate neighbors on this block would participate in. I went from the corner of the block past my house. So I went past at least 10 houses. And everybody knew who it was good for, but not them. Oh, my mother would like, oh, my sister, or my husband, or I says, oh my God, I see where this is going. Okay, so I stopped asking. So started with 2 boxes and some soil that was donated by the Greater Newark Conservancy. After a while, a couple of neighbors started asking, hey, what are you doing over there? I says, we're planning on growing some vegetables and stuff. One neighbor looked at me and says, can you grow stuff in Newark? And I was like scratching my head. I said, yes. Right. This is fresh soil. We cap the ground with at least, because when you're doing urban farming, you have to just assume the soil is contaminated. So we cap it with plastic, cardboard, and then layers. We're probably sitting on at least 2 foot, maybe 3 feet of wood chips. But below the wood chips is soil, natural soil, because we kept it clean. So I told my neighbor, yes, you can. So then later on, in the year, a couple months later, I would come out in the morning, because I live right across the street, with my bowl of oatmeal, and I'd get snap peas, I'd get raspberries and strawberries, and put in my oatmeal. And my neighbor on this side says, hey, what do you got in that bowl? So I took the bowl, and they said, can you eat that? I said, this is organic. Just grew it, and I'm gonna go across the street and I'm gonna just eat it, you know. Amazing. And then when I walked into down into our apartment, my wife looked at me because I had this glassy look on my face, and she said, "What's the matter?" And I told her what the neighbors said. I said, "No, we can't grow anything because people won't eat it because they're afraid of it. They are uneducated about." Even though they were college graduates. Right. You know, but ignorance is ignorance. You can't know everything, but you should know a few things. Right. So So at that point, we realized that, people weren't eating it, and the stuff that we were growing, we were composting a lot of it. We were almost to the point of begging people to take this up.
Wow.
And we said, oh, we have to stop. This is organic stuff. It's better than you can get at Whole Foods because it's grown naturally, locally. It doesn't have a carbon footprint.
Wow.
It's like, oh my God.
Can't get no better. Right.
So we changed the way we were doing things. We stopped that typical farm model of growing vegetables and crops, and we focused in on healing plants, healing herbs, and bringing in programs or people like yourself that could add the educational component in a cultural way, not in like a school system type of way.
All right.
We wanted to reach people where they really are, not where they appear to be.
Right.
So we started growing, and our garden is basically put together on aesthetically pleasing appearance. We realized the herbs will last longer than fresh vegetables because we dry them, we package them, we sell them at teas. We may even sell them to some extent in a little bit of a bulk form for somebody that's doing something else. So those last longer, and it gave us the opportunity to educate people because herbs are very interesting, and most people have ailments. I suffered from gingivitis, and then I realized after doing some research that I can use comfrey. I had some comfrey tea. I mixed the comfrey tea with coconut oil. My wife made an infusion, and I would take a spoonful of that and get and
gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
20 minutes of oil pulling with that, and it took care of my gingivitis. Incredible. My dentist says, "Oh, your gums are so healthy; they don't even want to bleed when I clean them."
Yeah.
So it's amazing, but it didn't cost me anything. So to educate the community and to have them experience what have I experienced, it kind of opens their eyes up to say, "Hey, maybe I need to look at this and, take my own well-being into my own hands. Don't just take the prescription or whatever the doctor said. We don't have anything against doctor or modern medicine, but there are alternatives.
Right.
Most natural plant medicine do not have side effects.
Right.
Some of them you have to be aware with what you're working with, but most of them.
Right. I know I mentioned that last time I was here for something else about some of the plant medicines, that all medicines are derived from plants.
Yes.
It's just that they bring it to the lab and they synthesize it, they add other chemicals or stability and cheapen it. You know, and then they have this whole laundry list of side effects. It's terrible.
Yes.
But I did want to talk more about the location here. You're in Newark, and you did mention that there are some challenges and in the neighborhood and stuff like that. And I did notice that too. It wouldn't be hard to find some trouble, from here to up the block or around the corner. I mean, I've been to some. I'm from Brooklyn.
It's a rough neighborhood.
So, I've been to some really, really rough, and it's rough here. You could tell that.
Yeah.
But it seems like this is like an oasis here, man. They're here in Newark, and there's a farm here, this garden, there's things growing, it's so green, it's just an oasis. And if you're listening to this video now, you can hear some cars in the background because the street is right over there, But you have quite a bit of land here too.
It's two what used to be two vacant lots, and before we took over, it was it promoted crime. People would park their stolen cars on this lot. People would commit crimes on the other block over and then run through here.
I got you. Wow.
Once we put up the fence and established this place as a garden, cut down on the stolen cars being parked here.
Wow.
And my neighbor on the other side thanked me. He said because people come and steal or break into the cars of his tenants because they had an easy access, or they would say, "Oh, I'm just going to the store," if they were caught in the backyard.
Right.
But he said now it's no reason
Wow.
for anybody to be in the
Amazing.
backyard.
There's just deeper things going on here.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful how someone who would want to support a place like this would know about those things. You know,
Yeah.
it's not some things that are just on the surface. There's like deeper actions that are taking place, and the repercussions of some of these actions now, because now the crime
Yes.
is low, and like there's also food and herbs and knowledge.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about that also. Well, let me just say that the first time I came here, a sister had told me, hey, do you want to go to a men's sweat lodge? And I was like, man, I've been looking for a sweat lodge. I looked upstate, like it was so far, I couldn't find a sweat lodge. And then she said, I said, where is it? She went, it's in Newark. I was like, Newark? No, get out. No, it's not. I know Newark, man. Ain't no sweat lodge. She was like, yeah, here's the address. Go, and here's the gentleman to see. And when I got here, it came into the yard, went to the back, and they were cutting wood and burning it. And I met a couple of gentlemen there that were like lifelong friends.
Wow.
And stuff like that. But perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about what else goes on here. What else are you providing to people that would know about the Rabbit Hole Farm in Newark?
Okay, so, and that's another way of educating the community and getting them rooted, because the system, it wants to extract you from your culture. Because culture is where strength is. Culture is where healing is. Culture is where family is. I mean, so we want to bring people back. And for some people, it's a shock. People have come here and literally cried because they said, wow, I never felt so much peace. It's like, it's lots of love here. And you can feel it, the way we care for each other, the interaction.
For sure.
It's in the soil, it's in the air here. And people say, I've heard this many times. With the more mature people, they would say, you know what? I feel like I've been to church. It's like,
it is a sacred place.
It can hit you.
Yeah.
Or I would never know I was in Newark. If somebody like airdropped me down into the middle of the rabbit hole,
yeah,
you're
exactly,
saying, oh, where am I? This is lovely. Then you step out, you're in the urban environment.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like, you know, the sacredness, the sanctity. I'm smelling some incense burning, and you got the rocks that are painted, and these little pieces of furniture, natural. There's books over here. There's a little saint over there, and there's Buddha over there, and there's Krishna over there. Like,
we got Mother Mary over here.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. It's an incredible thing. But tell us about some of the other programs or offerings that you have here.
Okay, we have all kind of medicine making classes. We do tours. If you want to come by, give a call, we'll give you a tour. My wife usually does medicine making classes, how to make fire cider, and it's about that time of year to have everybody should have a bottle of fire cider in the refrigerator because we're coming on the cold and flu season.
We bought some last year. I gotta come back, but go ahead.
We make elderberry wine here. She does elderberry wine making classes. Not wine, elderberry syrup making classes.
Okay.
If you want to make wine, that's up to you.
Right. Elderberry, super powerful. Super. We try to make it too, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
We have currently we have a Boomba class going on, and that's drumming in a Taino indigenous Puerto Rican culture tradition, and that's Thursday. So we had a class yesterday. The guy is incredible, great. Again, we work with people that are rooted into nature, and their culture is rooted into nature. He's Taino. He's naturally the sweats. Held by an indigenous person, and it may run in different traditions, but the whole philosophy is about community building. And we always say what goes on at the rabbit hole stays at the rabbit hole pretty much. When you're in that sweat, you can open your heart and pour it out. You have ears, but after that it is done. Yeah,
that's beautiful. When I came for the sweat too, and sweats that I've had, like this so profound, so deep. Oh, I'm in there. I cried like a baby. Yeah, things came up like I didn't
everything
even
comes
know.
out.
Like it just bubbles up, and that's great. And I was talking with your wife a little bit too, and finding out a little bit more what goes on here. And I was quite surprised to find out that not more people are coming here to interview you and to find out what is it that's going on here, man. Like I'm shocked.
Yeah,
like
it's
everybody
like
should
that.
know about what's going on here.
Just last week we had a Sananga ceremony. That
Yeah,
was the
right.
first one. But one of the brothers, he came to a sweat, and then he came. He found a place, a beautiful place, and he traveled from a couple miles away in Parsippany, New Jersey, and he came to one of the medicine making classes. And then he says, "Oh, I do this program," and so me and my wife listened to him, and it sounds like it's rooted in nature. It's about medicine, and so that's right. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So we had a Sananga ceremony here. What, last Saturday?
Yeah, last Saturday I came to that one.
it was amazing.
It was.
Well attended, and it's about healing. And if you're not familiar with Sananga, I say do your research.
Right,
And
right.
I'm pretty sure we'll be having another one in about a week or two. We'll probably have another one.
So I have some other questions. Like, is this a non-for-profit?
Yes, we are legally a non-for-profit. And before that, we were just self-sustaining, me, wife, family, and
Interesting.
friends, a non-for-profit. We just became a non-for-profit probably last year.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
and we've been around 10 years. This is our 10th year.
Wow. Wow.
So,
wow.
but we realized to sustain this place and to keep this place for at least 100 years, we may have to go nonprofit and seek some grants,
Right.
just to make it more accommodating
Right.
for
sure.
those
For
people
sure.
of different, let's say, physical ability levels.
Right, right, yeah, because I can see that there's a lot of work that needs to be done here. Like, even me, doing a business on, just me and my wife running things, and it's just a lot of work, a lot of details and stuff like that. So I come to a place like this, and I'm like, I can't imagine, like, there's so much work to be done here,
Yeah.
man. Like,
It's
you guys need
endless.
volunteers. Like, come on down and
Yeah.
get involved into the rabbit
Yeah.
hole here. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the cherries. We had 3 cherry trees. They were the first fruit for the season. They came out with the strawberries, and buckets and buckets of cherries that we were asking people, please come and get the cherries. It's like I was making cherry cobblers,
Yeah.
cherry smoothies.
Oh.
Everything was cherries.
That's great. That's great.
That was good. And now peaches. It's raining peaches here. Literally raining peaches.
I see
You
all over the
walk
floor
through
there's
here,
peaches.
thud, thud, thud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make I've probably already made at least 3 or 4 peach cobblers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make another peach cobbler this evening because we got a bunch of peaches.
Incredible.
But we made a post on Instagram, and people have been coming over and picking up peaches, which
Okay.
is good. We are so grateful for
Okay,
that.
good,
People have come.
good.
Okay, I'll be by. I'll be
That's
by.
great.
You know,
That's great,
So
that's
people
great.
are coming over and going with their peaches.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, like with all of the work and creativity that's going on here, what is one of like the misconceptions that people would have about even the name, that you've chosen?
Oh yeah, that's always now and then, and it tickles me that I get a answer the phone to a little kid. Is this the rabbit hole farm? And then, yes. Do you have any rabbits?
Yeah.
I said no. I said no. It's not that type of farm. I explained it. And once in a while, adult. But rabbit hole farm. People say, "What made you think of that name?" And actually, we were trying to figure out a name, and then me and my wife are serious meditators. Like we sit at least 2 to 3 hours a day. We sit 2 hours in the morning, maybe an hour in the evening. So I was sitting, and then it just hit me, rabbit hole, because of the Matrix. It's one of our pictures. And just to say that
Wow.
people look and say it's a farm, but no.
Right.
As you experience it. And somebody said, so we're not, somebody asked, from the city or from some organization. Can you give us data on how much pounds of fruit or Western you grow? I says, I was telling the interns and the board members, it's not what we do.
Right.
I don't know how to weigh the human spirit.
Right.
How do you weigh the human mind?
Wow.
That's what we're cultivating
That's
here.
deep. That's deep.
We're helping people reach this. And if somebody finds out a way to weigh it, let us know, because the next time somebody says, give me the data, how much fruit? And you know, so this stuff, like this data collection and this stuff, that's a distraction for us. We do programming. We do programming consistently.
Right.
And we have something that will grab most people. We will do a kirtan combined with probably an agnihotra. And agnihotra is rooted in the, I think it's in the Hindu/Buddhist tradition.
Okay.
With
Agnihotra.
Cow dung and ghee, and they burn it. And they say burning that goes so high up into the atmosphere, like into the heavens.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, just the flame and the smoke of that.
Amazing.
So we'll do that along with some spiritual singing. And when I say spiritual, it's the songs may be rooted in different religions, but we're respecter of all religions.
Right,
you know?
right.
So we will have songs, and if somebody comes, they say, can we sing this song from my religion or my belief?
Right.
We sing it, and we give it like we give to anybody.
Right,
you know?
right. The sacredness of it and the the knowing.
Yeah, because that's what we're looking for. Not the religion, but like you said, the sacredness of it.
Right.
And so that's we're not connecting as Christians or as Muslims, as Buddhists or Jehovah's Witnesses. We're connecting as what we all are, spiritual beings. So when you connect like that, there's nothing that can break that bond.
Right.
That's an unbreakable bond.
Right. There's no set of man rules to that. Right. It's just like you're moved by something inherently.
Yes.
Not something like, oh, I read in the book, we should do it like this, you know.
Yes, it's a natural thing. We're human beings, but we're spiritual beings.
Right.
We all are.
Right. And your wife was mentioning that you were speaking about that kirtan.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's kirtan or whatever it is.
But it's bhakti yoga.
Bhakti yoga, right. She was mentioning that. That's amazing. And I know you guys are planning something, right, in October maybe?
Yeah, about the 21st. And you'll see, we'll post it, so it'll be on our Instagram. Our Instagram is Rabbit Hole Farm North. Instagram.
Okay.
Yep, and we're working on our website as we speak.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So I think that's it for now, man. You've answered so many things and wow, I feel that, you know, getting this information out there will have people coming here more often and being involved in lots of things that you're doing.
Yeah. So it's Rabbit Hole Farm, Newark.
The address. I'm sorry, go ahead. 36
Rose Terrace, Newark, New Jersey. And my number is 973-477-9914. My name is Kevin, and it's a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you. And your wife's name?
Arelis Hernandez.
Arelis Hernandez.
Yeah,
wow.
So if you speak Spanish, call. I'll understand. I'll give it to her. And right now we are still harvesting peaches. If you want to come by and get some peaches, feel free.
Appreciate that. Well, I'm looking forward to other things that go on here too. You've already told me some things I didn't know about. So I'll definitely be here, man. Thank you so much for your time and all that. Peace and love. Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. Tune in next time to the Omziel Healing Sanctuary. Thank you and peace.